In a quiet corner of a sunlit garden, there lived a small spider named Mia. Mia had 8 nimble legs, bright, curious eyes, and one great gift. She could spin the most beautiful webs in the entire garden. Every morning, before the sun fully rose, Mia would climb to her favorite spot between 2 tall flowers and begin to spin. Thread by thread, loop by loop, her web grew wide and strong. By the time the first butterflies arrived, her web sparkled with morning dew. It was perfect. But Mia had a problem. Every single day, something destroyed her web. Some days, a strong wind tore it apart. Some days, a careless beetle walked straight through it. Some days, heavy rain washed every thread away. And some days, for no reason at all, the web simply fell. Every evening, Mia looked at the broken threads and felt the same painful feeling. Why do I even try? A wise old beetle named George lived beneath a nearby leaf. He watched Mia every day. One evening, he slowly walked toward her. "I have watched you all week," he said gently. "Every day your web is destroyed, and every morning you build it again." Mia looked down. "What is the point? It always breaks." George was quiet for a moment, then he spoke. "The web is not the point, Mia. The building is the point." Mia did not understand. That night she sat alone, thinking. The next morning the wind came again, strong and cold. It swept through the garden and tore her web completely, every thread gone. Mia sat still for a long time. Then slowly she lifted one leg, then another. She climbed back to her spot and began again. Thread by thread, loop by loop, one careful step at a time. Days passed, then weeks. Something began to change. Not the web, Mia. Her threads grew stronger. Her patterns grew more precise. Her speed quietly doubled. She no longer looked at the sky nervously when clouds appeared. She no longer felt afraid when the wind picked up, because she knew something now that she did not know before. She could always rebuild. One afternoon, the biggest storm of the season arrived. Rain crashed down, wind screamed through the flowers, every web in the garden was destroyed, every spider ran and hid. But when the storm passed, Mia was already spinning. The other spiders came out slowly, looking at the damage, feeling lost. They watched Mia working quietly, steadily, without panic. "How are you not upset?" asked a young spider nearby. Mia smiled and kept spinning. "I have rebuilt 100 times. One more time is easy." By the time the sun came out, Mia's web was already finished, gleaming, perfect, strong. The other spiders watched in silence. That evening, old George looked up at her web and nodded slowly. "Now you understand." Mia looked at her web, then at the sky, then at her own 8 steady legs. The web would break again. She knew that now. The wind would come. The rain would return. Something would always tear it down. But that was no longer a reason to stop. It was a reason to keep getting better. If life keeps breaking what you build, do not ask why. Ask what you are becoming through the rebuilding. Every time you start again, you grow stronger than the version of you who built it last time. The storm is not your enemy, it is your teacher. So rebuild, always rebuild.